Okay. So once you clicked on netsuite.com, you can see this particular login screen where you can enter your credentials. Samir will provide you the credentials, what your login ID and password. So once you logged, so this is basically, the UI or maybe the first look of NetSuite. Okay. So in the top of the side, you can see the Oracle NetSuite logo, top left side. Here in between, we can see one logo, which is our company logo. So let's say if I'm implementing this NetSuite for XYZ LLC or XYZ INC. So XYZ INC may have some company logo. So that company logo you can see in here. Then this is a global search. You can search anything in that particular search. Maybe if you created customer, you can put their name and you can find that customer. If you created any vendor, you can put their name here and you can find that. Even if you entered any sales order, bill or invoice, anything, if you have their number, you simply put here and you will find that document in the NetSuite. So no need to go in transaction, list or reports or anywhere. You can simply search here and you can find out that particular document or transaction or report. Then here there is some shortcuts. So here we can see like event, phone call, task, customer, opportunities. So these are some shortcuts. So on day-to-day basis, suppose you need some certain transaction. Maybe, for example, if you are working on the company and you always doing the sales order, fulfillment, and invoices. So these three basic your transaction you have to be quick access of all three. So what we can do, we can go and customize this. We are only able to see like order, invoice, or fulfillment. So based on my day-to-day basis activities, we can configure it. So this is very easy because I don't want to go transaction, then sales, and then enter orders. I want somewhere here only so that I can simply click and I can jump to the order screen. So this is what. We'll take you this in detail later, but today I'm just give you an overview how the screen is there, how the NetSuite is probably working, what things we need to understand before, starting this particular course. So I'll just introduce a little bit of brief because I'm continuously using kind of words like toolbar, maybe at the header, maybe the field, or maybe sublist. So you should be aware why I'm asking, why I'm saying sublist, or why I'm saying tabs, where I'm saying sub tabs. So you should be aware on all these things. So that is why I'm just give you a bit overview of this particular screen today. Then here is a help topic. So whenever you have any kind of issue, so let's say if you have issues on sales order screen, for example, I'm on the enter sales order page. This is my enter sales order page where I can enter the sales order. Now I have to understand more about this page, how it works. Okay, I don't know, maybe I don't nothing understanding of all these things, what fields are mandatory, what fields are not, or maybe how I can enter. So there is a help topic. Definitely I'll teach you like all the fields, how we can fill and how we can save the sales order. But if something is missing and you need to explore more, so what you can do, you can open that particular page and you can simply go on help topic. So the help topic will take you on the page where you can get all the information regarding that particular sales order. Right? You can explore more related topics like sales order entry flow chart, sales order standard online form, approving sales order, choose sales order. So all things related to sales order you can find in the help topic. So that will help you in more detailed way. This is similar for everything. I'm just taking one example of sales order, but maybe if you are on, suppose, financials and general entries. So if you're on the general entry screen and you want to learn more about this particular page, how it works in the NetSuite, so you probably open that general entry page and you can click on help topic. So right now you will get all the details related to that particular general entries. Okay, how it works and everything. You can search the related topics and you can understand. Okay, so this is one way. Then probably this is your login IDs. So whenever we provide your access, you can find your login access under this. Okay, so here you can see what particular role you are working with. So right now I'm logged in with administrator role. If I switch to any other role, you might understand this particular portion is going to be changed. Okay, so admin role is the person who have a complete access of NetSuite, complete. He can do the changes, he can edit, he can update, he can delete. I mean, he's the admin. He can do anything in the NetSuite. But probably for other users, maybe I have some other users, like if I log in with controller, if I log in with employee center, if I log in with the retail clerk. So that changes is compromised. Now maybe if I logged with the salesperson, for example, let's go and you change my role. Just notice the things will change on that page. Okay, so first of all, that color is going to be changed. Very first thing. Then you can see the dashboard is changed. On the admin side, we have a different dashboard. Now, once I change my role into sales rep, this particular dashboard is also going to be changed. Maybe my transaction lists are reduced. Admin side, I have find the long list here, but right now I only have 7 or 8 things only. So my role is going to be restricted now. I can use a few things only with respect to the salesperson. What salesperson have access, that only things I can access through this particular role. I'll also teach you like how we can customize the roles and how we can assign those multiple roles to the multiple users. Okay, for now just go back to the administrator. So I click on my name. My name is Shashank, but I'm using the Nari Lanson. So if I'm teaching you with the Nari Lanson, it means it's a Shashank. So just for understanding.
Sure.
So go back to the, yeah. So just go back to the administrator. Okay, so we come back to the administrator screen. So our entire demo sessions, entire training sessions will be going on administrator level only, because there is no restrictions of anything. So I can elaborate you more. Even if I provide you the access, I will provide you the admin access. So you can explore yourself in a different ways according to your requirements. Now, what is this? I mean, you see this particular list and that particular color. So for example, the first thing we can see that a clock size symbol and the clock saying me a 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. So what it means? So it means all your recent records. So let's suppose you made some transactions here. Maybe you're practicing and you did some sales order, some fulfillment, some invoicing, some vendor bills, some purchase orders, some general vouchers. So all your recent transaction you can find in this particular icon under. So these are basically showing all your recent history. You can easily find out your recent history through go to this particular tab and you can see. So all the recent history you can find here. Then there is a star mark. Star mark means you can add some shortcuts here. So let's say I told you like if you are using one particular report every day, let's say AR report. So you want to find AR report every single morning once you log with your system. So you need to provide the details to your management regarding AR report. So instead of going reports and then find that particular report somewhere in the sales tab. It is quite tricky job. I mean, it takes time. So what you can do, you can simply create a shortcut of your reports. Like you can click on add shortcuts and you can mention like sales report. So all your shortcuts things you can mention over here. Okay, like manage roles. So if you are doing the manage role every time, so we can simply if the second thing, if you go for the manage role, then you need to go set up users and manage role. So it might take longer time because you need to know the complete navigation. But what else? If you can assign the shortcut, you can simply go and see here. There is a manage role fields. So you can simply go on that particular page instead of going to this and this. So both options are take you on the same page. So instead of taking long cuts, we can use shortcuts as well if required. Then there is a third tab. This is a home tab. So once you click on this home sign, you will be back to your home screen. So this is your home tab. There is a dashboard. So if you want to see the dashboard, so basically dashboard is already configured. So we'll see there are certain dashboards. This is a reminder dashboard. You'll see how many reminders for you. Then there is a shortcut dashboard. Then there is a new release dashboard. So currently we don't have any new release coming up. So this is particularly blank. Then global financial ratios. This is maybe one of my dashboards. Then key performance indicator. This is also my dashboard. So these are some standard dashboards, but I'll teach you like how we can configure the different kind of dashboards with a different kind of roles. Okay. So these are just standard. We can remove that. Let's suppose I don't want to see this I don't want key performance indicator. I can go simply on this three dot and I remove this. So now that particular dashboard is removed from my screen. Also you can pull that. So if you go to the personalize, so under personalize tab, we have certain things like analytics, calendars, custom portlets, recent records, KPI meter, key performance indicator, snapshots. So I will teach you everything in a single way, like what is mean by what. But if you want to pull kind of things, so you can simply, I want like key performance indicator there. Key performance indicator I already have, right? No, I will remove the key performance indicator. So I want this particular. So I can pull this and I just drop here. So again I can find my key performance indicators here, which I already removed few minutes back. So like that you can configure your dashboards. And if you want to change some indications here, like indicator, period or thing, so you can go to the setup and you can change probably your this dimensions, if what dimensions you required, what dimensions you not required. So you can remove or you can add, you can delete from here. So we'll see in the detail way later once we are on the dashboard class. Okay, so this is the basic of your main screen. Even you have the option of layouts. So right now these layouts you can see in a two-way. This is one way and this is a, let's see, we can divide into the three time. So you can see that particular layout we have divided into the three sections. So this is your first section, this is your second section or mid section, and this is your third section. But right now we don't have anything on the third section. We can also keep a single section. So now we only have a single section here. So you can set up your You can set up your layout how you are comfortable with. So this is the most popular way. Okay, so you can simply see how we can require it. So based on that, you can configure your particular layouts here. Now simply go back to the other things. So we have some shortcuts here. So this is, oh, shortcuts we already seen. Okay, settings. So we have certain settings here. First is personalized dashboard that we can take it later. Set preferences. So you can find set preferences here in the settings, and you also see the set preferences in this particular drop down in the home icon. You can see second option as set preferences. Now what do you mean by set preferences? You can set up your own preferences for using this Netsuite. So for example, uh, I want to set up my nickname here. So you can set up your nickname. Then if you set up your email address, you can set up your email address as well. Then you always want your files to be downloaded in PDF formats. So if you want to make that default, you can click over here. So whenever you download anything from this NetSuite, maybe any report or anything, that automatically comes into the PDF files. Then what language you want. So there are multiple languages are there. You can choose your own language. Then the help center also have multiple languages. We see that helps. So we can also change their languages as well. So that is also change the languages. So based on that, you will get the details in respected languages. Then update format. So let's say if you want right now it's MMDDYY, but if you want some different date formats, you can also set up the date formats. Long date formats you require, you can go that. What time format you want, what number formats you want. So number basically kind of options available. So you can set up your format how you want. Suppose any negative number transaction, so how it looks like it's minus 100 on the bracket 100. So you can also set up those preferences here by default. So these are some preferences that you can quickly set up on your level. Now about look and feel. So let's say I want to change this particular theme. I don't like this. Maybe I want something red or something dark color or pink color. So how I can do that? So let's get under appearances. You have the color themes. Let's go and maybe change into purple or orange. Let's get. So if I save this, you can see that the preference is going to be in orange color. So again, I go back to the set preferences and appearance. I don't like this actually. So I choose the red. Let's see how it looks like. Oh, that is okay. That's so in appearances, you can basically set up your look and feel how you are comfortable with this. Then on the transaction level, we will see later on the other things. So right now, maybe you can only can explore on general side and appearance side, these two. Other things we'll see on some other tabs. We also have this kind of setups in other tabs as well. So we will parallelly understand first and then we'll do that. Okay. So this is basic. I told you, like in general, we have very basic things that we can set up, and that changes is only applicable for you only. Let's suppose there are 10 employees are working with NetSuite, but if you did any kind of changes, that will be only limited to you only. You can only change the number format in your way. You can only see the date format in your way. Maybe the other users, they have their own setups. Okay. So these are not a company level setup. These are user level setups. Okay, let's go back to the home tab. Okay, so this is a fair idea about how the NetSuite is looks like. You have any questions till then?
No, so far so good.
Okay, perfect. So now these all are coming from somewhere. I mean, that name is coming from somewhere, that sweet dreams coming from somewhere, that rules coming from somewhere. So we have a setup thing. So I will teach you like as a if you are the fresher candidate in NetSuite and probably you joined any organization where NetSuite is already using. So you should understand how you start the NetSuite means what are the basics of NetSuite. So that is fine. I mean, we see that dashboard, how it looks like, how that tabs are showing, and what is the help center, what is the global search. That is okay. But if your company is giving you the NetSuite and saying, hey, this is a very scratch product, we don't have anything is configured here. So let's go and configure something for my customer. So where from you get started? So very first thing, maybe you will receive some document from your company related to your customer, like that customer belongs to which domain. So there are multiple types of applications in NetSuite, maybe a single user, maybe the financial first, maybe the one world account. So mostly we use one world account. If the customer have more than one subsidiaries, so they generally buy the one world account, and one world account is one of the best or maybe feature loaded application or feature loaded system. So most of the users are buying or most of the customers are buying the one world account. So you always working on one world account max to max time. It's very rare if you are working on some other kind of versions, but one world is one of the highest selling or highest demanding version. So this is the one world account only. So how you can know like you are into the one world account? So you have option under setup, company, and you can find these sections, classification like subsidiary, departments, and location. If you see this option in your account, it means this is a one world account because one world account is only allow you to create multiple subsidiaries. The other accounts, they don't allow you to create multiple subsidiary. There might be a single subsidiary systems. Okay. So this is the one way you can identify that you are logged with the one world account. And one world account is have everything. You can configure everything in the system. So in this way, you can understand like where you are logged in with, how the system is. So very first thing, when the customer is decided to go with your NetSuite product, and they might share some requirements. Based on that, you will receive one document. That is a implementation document or maybe a scope of work document. Every company is having a different naming nomenclatures, but generally we call it as a scope document or the implementation document. In that documents, all the details of that customer is listed, like the customer belongs to uh, company or which domain. Maybe he's a retail customer, he's a manufacturing customer, he's a service customer, or how it is. So based on that, the bundles has been configured. So we need to install the bundles based on their business. So if someone is coming from the uh, maybe a manufacturing background, so the bundles are more associated with your manufacturing things. If your customer is belongs to the retail things, so your bundles will be related to your related to retail kind of configurations. If your customer is coming from trading or somewhere, so your bundles has configured according to the trading things or the maybe service things. So what do you mean by bundles? So bundle is one of the primarily setup that we need to do, and based on that you can see that transaction will be listed. That comes from somewhere, na? Because in scratch product we didn't see everything is there. It's very simple. If it is a scratch product, there might be only 2 3 options under this, maybe 2 3 options under this, but we need to configure one by one. So very first thing that you need to do is bundle installations. So for bundle installations, you need to go customizations, suite bundles, and search and install bundles. So here you can see some of the bundles are already installed, right? So these are very basic bundles. You can always see those bundles are already available in your system. So if you have access of your customer NetSuite account, so in bundle list you can find how many bundles they have installed. So some of the bundles, it is automatically uh, installed by default whenever you get the access of your NetSuite account, or maybe you need to install the new bundles. So right now, if you want to install the new bundle, maybe customer have requirement related to electronic bank payments. So right now I don't have the electronic bank payments option anywhere here, but I want that. So you need to install the bundles with respect to this. So I can go to the new, I search here electronic bundle. So you'll see the list of bundles here. So there is a name. These are the bundle names. These are the bundle IDs. These are the versions. This is managed by a company and created on, and availability, it is a public or it is a shared, and number of installs. Okay, so you can see number of installs is 38. So maximum number of, whenever you installing any kind of bundles, try to understand these things, like the bundle ID, their versions. Version should be a latest version, then created on what date, and it's been available for public, and how many installations are already done. So as much as installation has done, this is more, uh, we can call it as more trustworthy bundle. You can simply go and install that bundles. So that might be different kind of bundles uh, is required according to your actual customer requirements. So no worries. Uh, it's, it's not something like you decide what bundles has to be installed. It is completely coming on your management side, and they will share with you the list of those documents. Under the documents, all the things are listed, like which bundles you want to install for that particular customer. So whenever you start installing, you will notice that this particular fields are going to be increased. More transactions are added, more list is added, more reports are added, more analytical options are added. Okay, so basically we are configuring the system by adding these of the features. Now, like how we can install that bundle. So to installing this bundle, let's say we just type the keyword and we find the list. Now I want to install this particular bundle. How I can do that? I can simply click on their name, and here you can see the install button. So once you clicked on install, that particular bundle is started installing, and here you can find their details, the description, why this bundle is required for us. So you can just read down all these descriptions before installing any of the bundles. Okay, and here they mention for which vertical it is applicable. So this bundle will be applicable for agriculture, computer software, software based, web based construction, contracting, distribution and wholesale, e-commerce. So these are the verticals for which this particular uh, bundle will work. Okay, so that is also you can come to know. And here you see, like, you are logged in with NetSuite One World account. Here also you will get to know, like, you are logged in with your One World account. So this is very first thing that you need to do whenever you get the access. Okay. Now, if you're done with the bundle installations, if you install all the bundles, you need to start configuring the system. So how you start the configurations? So for starting the configurations, you can go to the setup. This is whole maybe this particular tab is only applicable for all your basic setups. So first related to company. So if I go to the setup company and company information, here you can see that your company name. You can notice here Sweet Dreams is showing. Here also Sweet Dreams is there, but I think I just wait. Right, so this logo is also associated with Sweet Dreams. Just back. Okay. So here basically we can set up our company information, like what is my company name, what is my legal name. Then if I have the company logos, so I can attach that logo. Then my company website, the country where it is associated, and here top side saying the fiscal month, first fiscal month of transaction. So it's January, and what time zone I'm working. So you can set up your time zones here. And this is, you can find your account ID. So this is important. You should know where you can find your account ID. This is very unique ID. So whenever if you raise any kind of ticket, suppose you're facing any difficulty in future and you want to, you need a customer support or you need a Netsuite support. So in that case, you should be aware about your account ID, because you need to provide them your account ID and you can explain your issues, what problem you are facing with your account ID. So based on that, the NetSuite support persons will give you the solutions. So you should be understand like from where we can extract our account ID. So it is under setup company and company information. Okay, and down the side we have the addresses. So this is my standard address, this is my shipping address, and this is my return address. These are some URLs. So if there is a customer center role, we'll talk on this later. This is NetSuite UI. So basically this all URLs will useful when you actually doing any kind of integrations. Okay. So at the time of integrations, you need this kind of URLs. So if you are working on any integration side, so maybe the third party person will ask you for this kind of URLs. So you can just come to know like from where you can extract those URLs. So it's under again company information, company URL tabs. So maybe they are more specific. They will ask you like either customer login URL or maybe a NetSuite UI URL. So whatever the URL they are asking, you can simply copy and send them. So they will use for the integration purposes. Okay. And these are the system notes. So system notes is nothing but if you do any kind of changes here, let's suppose if I change any country or somewhere here, so that maybe automatically one list will be added. Who changed that, what changed that, and what value has been changed. So basically it's tracking the logs, whatever the changes I am doing. So all the complete log will you can see under the system notes. But right now or maybe in past I have never done any kind of changes here, so it is showing blank. So one of the very important thing here, the company information you need to fill only once. Once you fill that, it is finished. I mean, once you enter this information, you can edit that definitely, but this is for one-time activity. You're not like coming every day and you can fill up this information. No, you have done one time, you enter everything and just close it down. Simple. leave it this page, then never come on this particular page again and again. If something is want to change, maybe if you want to change addresses, in that case only you can come here and you can change the address. If everything is working fine, so no need to come every time on this. This is one time setup. Okay. Any questions, Jill?
And so on this case, are we gonna just like, am I basically entering the company data information, or am I just starting from the scratch for the company based on the requirement? I take a requirement and I was creating company information, or what exactly I'm gonna be my role?
So as a consultant, we get one document only. So where, or maybe you will receive the emails where you get the all complete your customer information. So as a consultant, you need to create their company, like their company name, your customer company name. Then their logos you can ask to them, like, hey, can you share your logo details? So if they share the logos, you can tag those logos here. You can ask them, like, what is your country, state, and province? What is your fiscal month? So this whole thing you can configure based on your customer requirement. Maybe you need to sit with them on call and you can ask everything one by one and you can set up this in front of them only. So that is coming like there are two kind of roles basically. First, understand what kind of roles you are actually working. If you are working as a consultant, purely consultant, so in that case, maybe if you join Oracle NetSuite. So Oracle NetSuite is a company who are working on complete implementation side. And in that case, you might get hundreds of customers you are working for. But if you are working kind of other company where the admin kind of stuff is required, maybe you are the NetSuite admin. In that case, you no need to go and change anything here. Maybe in that case, you just need to work on, their daily day-to-day basis of transactions. Like if somebody has created a sales order, maybe he is facing some difficulty in sales order. Now they'll reach out to you as admin and asking, hey admin, can you just tell me if how I can save these or how I can resolve this issue? So both roles are different. If you are working as an admin role, it means maybe the system is already implemented and you're just working on the support calls or maybe enhancement side or maybe the customization sides. And if you are working purely as a consultant, in that case, you need to start the customer journey from the scratch. So in that case, every time you need to connect with your customer, asking each and everything. Hey, you require this. Tell me the information. Tell me this information. Tell me that information. Tell me this Excel file. Give me that PDF file. So based on that, everything you need to communicate with your customer, and based on that, you can start configuration. So I will provide one basic document where the processes are listed, like from how you can start, what is your first step, what is your second step, what is your third step, and who will be the owner of that particular states. So let's say if I'm saying company information, so who is owner? Owner actually your customer. Customer is provide you the details, what details you need to fill here. You are just following their instructions here and you come creating the company. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Shashka, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but what I was basically trying to focus is on the Netsuite cloud accounting part. As it is like part of the admin as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in accounting, yeah, go ahead,
Cloud
sorry.
accounting. So is it the cloud accounting is part of the consulting, or is it gonna focus on the platform, or is it just like the same way we're gonna take requirements and we're gonna basically based on the requirements we're gonna do the project?
Yeah. So yes, this is again depends on your customer because the one world account is associated with all your accounting stuffs as well. So if you go to the financials, for example, transactions and then financial, here you mostly see their financial requirements like general vouchers, intercompany general entries, budgets, then intercompany allocation schedules, recognition rules, and everything. Then probably you have, if you go to the report side, So you have financial reportings here. Wait. Um, finance. Yeah. So under financials, you have the reports like income statements, balance sheets, general ledgers, trial balance, chart of accounts. So yeah, the system is compatible for all your accounting setups here, but it is based on the application. Like it's not a general accounting, but like if you do any kind of transaction, so every transaction has a posting of debit and credit side. You can also find the same formula under this. You can also find the income statements, like how that income statement is generated, what is your income accounts, what is your expense accounts. So we'll see that even in the chart of accounts, we see like how chart of accounts has been configured, what is their main account, what is the account type, and what is their balances and everything. We'll see one by one, but in the prospect of NetSuite, how that works under NetSuite. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So most of the things are common. I mean, you will never find any kind of changes here. It is surely like your current accounting processes. But just here you have one system. So most of the things you can find it is automated. So you just need to work on the reporting part rather than working on the calculations. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back. So next thing is to configure some enable features. Again, here also you need to sit with your customer. If your customer is needs to be that particular list will be provided to you for what kind of features you need to enable for the customers. But it is always a good practice, to connect with your customer via Zoom call or anything, and you can ask them, hey, I'm just enabling these features. Are you required the departments? Are you required the locations? Are you using the classifications? You need a project details. So one by one you can go and ask him, like if they are dealing with the multi languages, multiple currencies. So you just check these details based on your client requirements. In accounting part, we have like basic features like if they required accounting stuffs like how it is, and then AR they required, AP reports they required, accounting periods required, GL numbering is required. So you can ask them like, and if you need understand how these fields are working. So one thing just to notice, when I go and take my cursor to the particular field, I can find that question mark, and he's saying what is this. So if I want to know why this accounting I make, maybe I make true, what is the purpose of this? So what I can do, I will simply click on this name. So that field help is going to be opened. Now this tell me some information about this particular field, why this field is required to be checked. Okay, check this checkbox in NetSuite for your business accounting. The accounting features gives you the access of chart of accounts. Okay, so once you check this checkbox, then you will see you can get the access of your chart of accounts. If it is enabled, if you uncheck this, maybe you are not able to find chart of accounts into the system. So that is why this is checked by AR. Now, again, I go and click on AR. I can see the check this checkbox to maintain the accounts receivable records and track the invoices, receipts, cash sale payments, and the customer records. Okay, clearing this box will give you fewer fields to fill out the transaction pages. So that if we didn't check this, we may be restricted to the some informations. So every field in the NetSuite you have any kind of doubts, so you can simply take your cursor on that particular field, wait for this question mark sign and click there. So field help will going to be opened, and you can just try to understand what is the use of that particular field. Okay, this is very nice feature in the NetSuite have. So every lemon user who even don't understand about the NetSuite, they can also try and get the informations on that particular fields. Okay, then you just explore that. Maybe you will get your access in few days, maybe today or tomorrow. So once you get the access, try to explore how the fields are there, what is the use of those fields, how the field helps is saying. Okay, so just like for transactions, you can enable and disable the transactions here. So if I want requisitions, I can click on requisitions in this case. If I want vendor return authorizations, I can click vendor return authorizations. If I need request for quote, I can click on request for quote. If I'm using blanket purchase order, I can click on blanket purchase order. So basically, if I tick this, so automatically those features is going to be added in my system. I can use those functions. If I uncheck, it means those functions are removed. Those functions are not available. Okay, so by this way, you can just find out all these things, how that fields are work. So there are a lot of fields. We probably not taking each and every field, but whenever we go on the process areas, we'll understand like for the particular process areas, how many features we need to enable. And then probably we start the process area configurations. Same way for the inventory and items. Here also we have some additional informations that we need to allow. Then this is related to your employee. This is related to your CRM basic features. This is for analytics, and this is for web preference, and it is Suite Clouds for last. So Suite Clouds is more for the the customization things. So it is very basic. You need to understand like how many setups that we need to do, how many things need to be enabled. So once you enable that, you can see those changes are available in your system. Now whatever the features you enabled, that features is already listed under your tabs. So we enable the requisitions, so we can see the requisition tab is there. So like that, order requisitions are there. Then we also add the vendor return authorization. So we can also see the vendor return authorizations here. So based on that, you can just allow the features to be available for your operations. So by this way, we can just enable the features, and then probably we can use those features in the our next transactions. Okay. So I think this is, we'll stop here for today. So I'll just revise what we discussed today. So very first thing we discussed, about this logo. So that logo is automatically came once you installed your application like Oracle NetSuite, and this is very standard logo. You can find that logo of every system of NetSuite. So whenever any of the customer is using NetSuite, you can probably the same page layout there. Then we see that logo, suite logo, and we also understand from where that logo is coming. So it's coming from the company information. Under company information, we tag this image. That is why I can able to see that logo here. Then we see like global search, why it is important. So for example, I want to search some of the transactions, or maybe I want to search my customer. So I can simply enter a digital asset. Digital asset is one of my customer. So I can see their record here, and I can simply click over there. I can directly go on that particular record. So this is my customer. Okay, I can click on edit and I can update the changes on my customer level. So basically I'm reducing my efforts. What the other way for reaching to the customer? It is like go to the list, relationships, and customer. But that is long process. I mean, that is a long navigation you need to follow. But what if you are emergency, need urgent details, so you can use this particular global search box and you can search anything from here. Maybe you can also find the transactions as well. So if you know the transaction number, like let's say 10792, I want this payment 10792. So what I can do, 10792, I can get that payment and I can simply click on there. I can land on the payment page. I can see that payment. If I want to edit something, I can click on edit and I can do the changes with respect to that particular payment. Okay, so this is for this purpose we are using this global search, and this is very effective. Uh, Means a very effective field we can use in throughout the implementations. Then next, with seeing the shortcuts. Okay, so I have this kind of shortcuts here, but I want to personalize. Let's say I don't want event, phone call, task. I don't want contact. I want maybe a sales order, maybe a fulfillment or something. So how I can do? I can go to the customize. I see that I don't want event, I don't want phone call, I don't want task, I don't want contact. Maybe I don't want project as well, I don't want case as well. But what I am required, I want maybe purchase order. So I can click on purchase order. Then maybe I need bill. So bill is already there. Okay, invoice. So I want, okay, invoice is already there. So fulfillment. Or receipt. Maybe that comes with a different name. Okay, let's say lead. I want lead to be there because I'm creating the leads as well, purchase orders as well. And maybe I need save searches access because maybe I'm doing randomly save searches, randomly I'm creating the save searches. So I want these fields instead of, that particular phone calls and everything. So I can click on move to top. Move to top. Then purchase order also I want on the top. So I move to top. Then save searches. I also want this to be on the top side. Now I can just save this. Now I just go and see. See, this particular shortcuts has been configured according to my requirement. So by this way, you can just configure your shortcuts as well. Maybe based on your day-to-day basis activities, you can prepare your shortcuts here. So rather than going to the transaction, purchases and purchase order, you can simply click here and go to the purchase order. So kind of shortcuts you can add. Then we see the help topics. So it is very sure you can go to any of the transaction where you are just facing the issues, open that particular transaction, and then probably click on help topic. So it is more specific. You will get more specific results if you go particular transaction and then open. You can change your language here. Okay. So by that way you can find out. Otherwise you have a search option as well. If you want help of any related things, you can search it out, or here left side you have the table of contents. You can find your the content where you're actually looking for the support. Then later we seen like from where we can change our roles. So basically you can click on your name and you can change your look, basically the roles from where you are working with. So we will work on administrator role only. So you might not receive the other roles here, but administrator have full access of the system. Then we see this recent records. You see all the recent records you can see under this. You can add some shortcuts here. You can see the dashboards. You can set up the preferences like as per your look and feel things. So you can set up your preferences, and that is your own preferences. That is not applicable for all the other users. Those are specific to you only. You can set up appearance. Maybe you can change your theme here. Okay, any theme you can choose. Like I just change that and I just save. So based on that, you can change your UI things. And then we see like these are the templates. Maybe these are the not templates. Sorry, these are the dashboards. So we'll go in detail on dashboard side. We have a separate class on dashboards, how we can prepare the dashboards and everything. But today's class was like just give you the little bit of understanding how the NetSuite is look and feel. Okay, so that you should be familiar. Like if I'm saying I want to do, I want to extract something from the tabs. So you need to know like these are the tabs. If I say transaction tab, so you should understand, yeah, transaction tab means this is the transaction tab. I can go that and I can find my purchase menu or maybe sales menu or something. So that should be aware. You should. Okay. So any questions for today?
Not so far. Will I be able to get the records? Are you gonna share me the records that you did? Then I can take a look at it after our discussion.